Today we're headed to Toyama Japanese restaurant in Hua Hin. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show, and today we're back in Hua Hin. We're in downtown Hua Hin. I've been looking for Japanese restaurants that are not chains. What you would find in Thailand is that when you go to any shopping mall, you would get Thai Japanese chain restaurants. And I've been to Thailand several times, and actually I'm pretty tired of eating at those types of restaurants, the chains, because they tend to be bland. They tend not to be as good. They're not creative. So we seek out the places that seem to be independent, that are not chains. I found only one place, but actually I found two places in Thailand, in Hua Hin, that seem to be pretty good, and they seem to be independent. One place is a place called Hagi. I haven't tried that yet. And the other place is called Toyama. So I was basing my choice on what I saw on Google. And this is the menu for Toyama. So most Thai menus would have pictures depicting the types of foods that you can buy. So we're gonna give this Toyama a try, and hopefully it's good, and hopefully it's better than those chain restaurants that we find at the malls. Okay, let's take a look at the Toyama menu. Now, Toyama offers a buffet for 579 baht, and you can also order a la carte by choosing any of these numbers here. And let's start from the top. We have many different forms of salmon. You have salmon sashimi, you have plain salmon, salmon belly miso, salmon belly aburi, salmon miso. So basically all types of salmon. They also have tobiko. I don't see any salmon roe, just the tobiko, the flying fish roe. And there are other different items. Here's something called ama ebi. We've checked for all the shrimp, and all the shrimps are cooked. They're just in various formats. And here are some rolls on the bottom. You have crab stick, you have an unagi roll, you have tuna rolls, you have salmon rolls, just the basic things you would see on any Japanese menu. Next, we'll flip it over and we have side dishes. We have side dishes like the crab stick roll, salmon teriyaki roll, some more rolls, wakame salad, seaweed salad. We have some kimchi, we have some sausages, we even have takoyaki. And moving down on the menu, we have different types of salads. We have edamame, vegetable salad, an ebi salad, crab stick salad, and we also have cooked food. So we have spaghetti carbonara, spaghetti bolognese. Down here we have some Korean dishes. Here's a gochujang pork, chicken karage, pork tonkatsu, and yeah, there's quite a bit here. So let's move on to the drinks menu. Now the drinks menu, totally reasonably priced. We have water for 15 baht. We have soda water for 20, sodas for 30, all under $1 US. We have lemonade, 7-Up, and we have honey lime soda. So a whole bunch of different drinks that are reasonably priced. Okay, the first sushi that has come to my table is Saba, or mackerel, and this is one serving of their mackerel sashimi. I believe this is 150 baht, which is about $4.50 or $4 US, and we're going to try this very soon. It looks really big. Okay, the first piece that I'm going to try is the Saba, or the mackerel. Now, this is very interesting. This mackerel seems to be not as cooked as your normal mackerel. I mean, you can still see that it's cooked on the outer edge, but it seems very pliable. So let's give this a try. I dip it into my soy sauce, and let's see. Okay. I can tell you immediately is that yes, it's not as cooked as the other mackerels I've had back in New York. It has that nice fishy flavor. And you know, I actually prefer mackerel that doesn't have that much, that's not that cooked. It's actually better than the mackerel that I get back in New York. It's nice and squishy. And once again, it has that strong fishy flavor. That's a characteristic of mackerel. And one cute thing is that if you look at the skin, they score it. They score the top of the mackerel skin into these cross hatches. It's very nice. It's nice on style points. Not bad. The next item that I ordered is the tuna. Okay. And then we also ordered the tobiko. Now, it appears that the tobiko has some mayonnaise dripped into the middle of it, which isn't something that you would normally get in New York. So we're gonna give these two a try and see how good it is. Okay, the next two items I'm going to try is the flying fish roe or tobiko. Now, this one has a little dollop of mayonnaise put right on top of it, which is a bit unusual. We're gonna give this a try. It is good. The reason why it's good is because they don't put a ton of rice into the tobiko, into the sushi. There's a very reasonable amount of rice. It's not overdone. I really like this. Great egg to rice ratio. And the tobiko itself doesn't have any off-putting fishiness to it. It tastes like fresh tobiko. Excellent. We're going to try the regular tuna. This is what the tuna looks like. It's glistening. It looks very fresh. But this one looks like it has a little more rice to it. So I'm a little bit suspect. Maybe this is the portion for the people who order a la carte. But then again, you would think that they would put less rice for a la carte. So let's try this. This tuna is one step above the akame, which is the dark red tuna. This is a little lighter, a little more fat. It's nice and smooth when you bite into it. It's not firm and dense, and it tastes very fresh. Sometimes in America, when you eat at the lower end sushi places, you can tell that it's been frozen. When you eat the tuna, it becomes very pasty and you feel little like nodules of liquid inside the meat. This isn't like that. It's much better. It has that nice neutral tuna flavor. Very good. And the rice isn't as crazy abundant as I thought it would be. So this is actually a bit deceptive. Some more sushi have come to our table. Now, I would call this the Salmon Deluxe. Like I said before, there are zillions of types of salmon sushi. Here's one. I think this might be the aburi. This is the plain salmon. And the orders here come in two. So if you order salmon, you're gonna get two, just like these two. This one's another type of salmon. I'm not sure exactly what that is. And this is a tuna. And we're gonna give these a try. Okay, we're gonna go through all those variations of salmon. We're gonna try the salmon belly aburi. This looks like one of those salmons where it's kind of scorched. There's some fish roe on top, and also there's some, looks like tempura flakes and also some mayonnaise. There's a lot going on here, so let's give this a try. How I described each ingredient is exactly what it is. With these types of sushi, it's going to be a conglomeration of everything. It's just going to be a giant ball of stuff in your mouth. Now, the dominant flavor is the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise has actually this tangy flavor. Seems to be okay. I'm not a huge fan of anything with mayonnaise in it. There's just too much going on here. The fish roe is barely noticeable in flavor, so yeah, this one is kind of mediocre, but then again, anything with mayonnaise is going to be along that line. Next, we're going to have the salmon belly miso. So as you can see, it looks like a miso sauce that was placed on this salmon. And you know, this is the kind of stuff that you don't get in New York, you don't get back in the States. So in Thailand, they are really into those sauces. You would think that all the creativity is in the US, but there's a ton of creativity in Southeast Asia too when it comes to sushi. The salmon, definitely fatty, but that miso, it definitely tastes like miso, but it's a sweet miso and it's good. It is actually just the miso sauce on top of the fatty salmon. If there's such a thing as too much fat, this salmon might have too much fat in it because it sort of overwhelms the miso. But I'm wondering what that miso would taste like over regular salmon. But so far so good. I wouldn't shave off too many points for that. Next we have the tuna miso. Now basically it's the same thing as before, but with tuna and also a dollop of mayonnaise. Let's give this a try. There's also some fish roe, some tobiko. Okay. Get this one. This one, the miso works perfectly with the tuna. Why? Because the tuna is a less fatty cut. The miso brings out the flavor of the tuna. Excellent. It's a great pairing. And finally, we're going to try the salmon itself. Now this is salmon. And once again, we have a pretty substantial chunk of rice. Now I'm not too sure if this is a reasonable amount of rice, but I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna eat it the real Japanese way. I'm gonna use my hands to eat this. I'll dip it into the soy sauce. Salmon is definitely fresh, and that chunk of rice is a big chunk of rice. They could do better by making this chunk of rice smaller. The unsung hero of this restaurant is their quality wasabi. Now you know how in America you can buy the squeezed wasabi that's jade green? Well, this isn't jade green. This actually tastes like real wasabi because you get a different type of reaction when you eat it. The real wasabi really goes up through your nose. You can feel the heat radiate through your nose. So it's really good. The salmon's fresh, too much rice, but overall it's acceptable. You know, I have to revisit this mackerel. This mackerel is not like anything you get back in New York. See how raw this is. In New York or back in the States, they would cook this almost to the point where the only raw part would be the center of this, but this is maybe 95% uncooked, which is unheard of in the US. I'm gonna enjoy this. Here's a close-up of what they provided us with the sushi. Here's the wasabi that I was talking to you about. Now, generally a wasabi that's artificial would be a dark green color. This is a light green color. And when I tasted it, this one really had some power. It really moved up my nose with the spiciness and the heat. They also provided some ginger. I didn't eat the ginger because I'm not a huge fan of it, but the wasabi I am. And when you get real wasabi, you know you're at a decent Japanese restaurant. The next two items have come to our table. We ordered the takoyaki, and then we ordered the eel roll. One order comes with four pieces. Okay, we're gonna try the eel roll. The eel roll looks like any conventional eel roll. You have the eel on the inside, you have rice, And however, this eel sauce looks a little different. It's more translucent, not as dark as the ones that you get back in New York. Let's try this. Oh, one more thing. There's sesame seeds here. Another unusual way of presenting this. So let's try it. The eel tastes as usual. It's a grilled eel. It tastes like any of the stuff that you get out of the packages at the supermarket. However, the sauce is very interesting. It's a light teriyaki sauce. In fact, it tastes like a teriyaki sauce that you would have over a teriyaki chicken in a bento box. So it's interesting why they would add that. Generally, an eel sauce is a darker, sweeter liquid, but this is a bit different. But all in all, it doesn't detract from the roll. So it's a thumbs up for me. Okay, the next item I'm going to try is the takoyaki. And from what I can see here, you have the bonito flakes, you have some seaweed, some mayonnaise, and also this, I'm thinking some kind of, probably a ponzu sauce or something that's thick. So let's give this a try. I'm poking it with my chopsticks and it has a lot of give, so that's a good sign, because no one wants a floury takoyaki ball. So let's give this a try. Has everything, all the elements in here. I bit into it. Yes, it's a bit floury. A good takoyaki would have a little more liquidy center. This one has a little more flour in it, which, you know, I have to be honest, I'm a little disappointed, but then again, you know, this isn't a real Japanese restaurant, meaning that it's not a Japanese restaurant. So this is as good as I think it can get. The sauce has that sour flavor, sweet sour flavor. I think it's a ponzu flavor. The mayonnaise is a mayonnaise, nothing special about that. Bonito flakes give it a nice fishy flavor. And I detect only tiny bits of octopus in here, like really small pieces. And there aren't a lot of them in this takoyaki. So yeah, this takoyaki is okay, but I wouldn't say it's the best in the world. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 4 maybe, or maybe a 3. So takoyaki, good price, but not super great. Okay, the meal is over at Toyama. Toyama is very similar to many independent Japanese restaurants here in Japan. You're going to have a large menu. You're going to have a buffet option. You're going to have an a la carte option. The quality I found is pretty similar across the board in Thailand. You're going to have similar items. The quality of the fish, very similar. Some are better than others. This is one thing that I find that's very true in Thailand, is that when you go onto Google and when you do your research and you look at the pictures, what you normally see in those Google photos are usually what you're going to get at the restaurant. This is what I saw in the reviews, is exactly what I saw at the restaurant. So that's a very good research tool to have. I'm also glad to have come here instead of going to a chain sushi restaurant. I find going to those places, they're okay, but if you've gone to them like 10 or 20 times, it really gets boring. And you try to be creative, you try to choose different items from their menu, but no matter what, their differentiated items won't be as differentiated as the ones that you can find at the independent restaurants like this. So those are my thoughts on Japanese restaurants in Thailand. We're in the middle of Hua Hin City, and there are a lot of restaurants around this area. In the past week or so, I've had a chance to show you a couple of the restaurants in Hua Hin. I hope you enjoy this series. If you do enjoy my reviews, I have a playlist for all the Hua Hin videos that I've made for this year, for my one and only visit to Thailand for this year. So I hope you enjoy those, and if you like this video, please like the video and also subscribe to my channel. Just to let you know, my channel is based in New York City, but we make trips here once a year to Thailand, which is why I made this video. Thank you very much and see you very soon.